everybody, welcome to week 5 of the Cut File Challenge. This week I'm going to be using a cut file from the Silhouette Studio called Back to School Apple, and it's by Sarah Bailey, and I'll post the design ID number there in the description as well as on my blog. So there's the cut files that I had thought I was going to use, but I ended up only using one, which is that red apple. So I am scrapbooking some photos of my little one that we took on our first official day of homeschooling. So we are jumping in head first as a homeschooling family. This is our first year. And we sort of did homeschooling light this summer. And now we're starting to pick things up a little bit. So she will be doing first grade curriculum, at least for this part of the year. And we're going to go from there. We told ourselves that we would give this a year and see how we do and how we feel about it. And there are some days where I feel like super jazzed and just feel like I'm, ready to go and can't wait to do all these cool things with my kid. And then there's some days where I feel like a total failure. Like, how can I even do this? I'm doubting my abilities. And so yeah, I hear that's pretty par for the course for first year homeschoolers, so homeschool parents. So we're gonna give it a try, see how it goes. So I am doing an 8.5 by 11 layout. I'm doing quite a bit of layering with some pattern paper. Now the materials I'm using are from a kit that I put together for a class that I just launched. It's called Make the Kit. You probably have heard about it already. I hope you did. If not, I'll post the information there at the bottom in the description. You can go ahead to my blog and check out some more details. And so the whole point of that class is to make a kit and to use it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using this kit. So I'm going to layer up some papers behind the photo, and I did some typing. I wanted to do quite a bit of journaling, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I was doing this layout. So I was going to use my new We Are Memory Keepers typecast typewriter, but my family would hear me typing, and I didn't want to disturb them. So I'm taking some of the pattern papers from this kit that I put together, and I want to say this is from a Pink Paisley memorandum collection. I could be completely wrong with that. And so I really like the blues and the reds and the yellows in this particular paper pack that I pulled. And so now I'm going to get that all layered up behind my photo. There we go. And I'm going to round the corners because I thought, why not? I just felt all of those sharp edges were a bit too much for all the paper, so I wanted to soften at least one of those. Now I bring out my big old honkin' roll of foam adhesive, which is awesome. I got that from Amazon. Just to give a little dimension to my photo layer. Put a few strips of that in the back. And now I'm going to play with the bottom of this layout. And I got this washi tape from Target. In the dollar spot right now, they have all these cute back to school things. And I bought the washi tape to use in my homeschool planner. And I said, hey, I'm doing a homeschool back to school type layout. Why not use that? So that's a little ruler. And then I'm going to get rid of this little brown washi tape, which is super cute, but it just didn't go. Yeah. Going to get rid of that. Trying to decide what I want there at the bottom. Now, meanwhile, as I'm trying to work out the washi tape situation, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that apple there to the left-hand side that says Back to School. And that is the cut file that I cut. And it's super cute. But I'm not quite sure that I like it on the layout. I think that I could have cut it using some darker red paper, and I might go back and do that, but I'm not sure. And at least at this point, I'm certainly not sure. So I just want to put all that together. All right, so I've committed to the washi tape. I've got that ruler washi tape, and then I have the little letters of the alphabet there at the bottom, which I thought are super cute. And now I'm going to work with this cut file, finally, now that I've done all that layering. So I'm going to put a piece of vellum there at the back of that little cut file. That's a cute little apple. And I'm going to trim that up just a tiny bit. And then here in a second, I'm going to put the little middle pieces back in the 2 O's in the word school, and then also the B in the word back, and the O in the word to. And I had to dig through my trash can for them because I threw them away. So, whoops. Adventures of Scrapping with Victoria. Okay, so now I am trying to decide what I want to do there at the bottom. So I grab some embellishments that I pulled for this kit. And I decided to use these frames that I've had forever and a day. I'm going to take a blue frame and then a red frame, or a red and white striped frame. I'm going to layer the apple on top of those frames. And I'm kind of creating this cluster of embellishments there at the bottom, just to add a little bit of interest. And I'm pretty confident that that's how I want things. So I'm going to look through a few more of my embellishments. Now I'm looking for something where I can spell out first there at the top of the layout. Now, as a part of the cut files that I purchased, one of them was the letter 1 or first that I was going to use on there, and I didn't like it. So I find this wood veneer number 1. In a minute, I'm going to do some heat embossing with that, and just using some white heat embossing and my Versamark. I couldn't get that out. Why was that so hard for me to get that out? Okay, so what am I doing now? I have a little label. It's a yellow trimmed label, and I put a little phrase sticker that says beginnings. And now on that apple, I'm going to add a little tiny font sticker there that says not. And so the title's going to read Not Back to School. And that's kind of some homeschool lingo in that, you know, our children don't go to a traditional brick and mortar school. They school at home. So we're not actually going back to school, even though it is for a lot of us the start of our school year. And there we go. So I've completed that nice little cluster there, got that all adhered down. Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to put a tab there? What do I want to do? To the side? So I play around with that for a second, and then I'm trying another tab, and I don't know, just wasn't feeling it there on the side. So I put it there at the top, and that's where it'll stay. Then I put another phrase sticker there, and it says childhood. I'm going to adhere that in just a second. Now I need to pop that little tab up with some pop dots, because that layer has a little bit of height. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that number 1. And there we go. So that looks good there at the top of the layout. Okay, so now let's address the little wood veneer 1. So I'm going to section off a piece of this little wood veneer with some washi tape, and then apply some Versamark ink. And then, of course, put some of my white embossing powder over that. There we go. And this is going to give it somewhat of a dipped effect, like I dipped it in paint or something, and that's really, really cool. I just received my Felicity Jane kit, which I will share with you guys, and it has a full set of exclusive font stickers that are dipped in white. It's so cute. So that's kind of where I got the idea. Then I thought I would add a little texture with the not washi tape, with the oh goodness, what is that called? Twine. Red and white twine. But I didn't like the way that looked around the number 1. So I'm going to finish that number 1 off with some more little tiny font stickers in yellow, so that will read first. Now I'm adding some enamel dots because that's my jam. And I'm trying to decide what else I need. So I grabbed some wood veneer stars, and those look really good. So I'm going to chop those up just a little bit so they fit a little bit better on the page. Just cut those in half. Don't be afraid to chop up your embellishments and make them work for you. I'm going to chop that one up too. Just cut that in half, or somewhat, so that can tuck there a little bit better. Now, I stepped away for a second. I came back. I needed something at the bottom of that layout, so I grabbed a wood veneer arrow, and I did the same embossing technique with that arrow as I did with the number 1. Adhere that down at the bottom. Added a few more enamel dots there. So cute. I love that little ruler washi tape. It's adorable. Then I stepped away again, came back, and added some twine. I felt I needed something else there at the top layer, so that bow came out super duper cute. All right, so I don't know about that cut file there that I cut in red. I like the cut file, I like the style, but I'm not sure I like that red, so I might go back and recut it and do a darker red, and I think I'll like it a little bit better. Oh, picky, picky. Okay, so here are some photos of the layout. If you haven't already and you've been watching my videos for some time now, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications of all the process videos and scrappy chats and scrap hauls and all that here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Make sure you head on over to my blog and subscribe as well. I will post details about this layout on my blog here pretty soon. And if you haven't already, check out my new class, Make the Kit a Mini Course, that is now available. All full details are on the Victoria Marie blog. Thanks everyone for stopping by.